This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, December 5. In Squiz Kids Today, football fairytale comes to an end. Qatar's Camel beauty pageant, India's crocodile caravan, and Johnathan, the world's oldest tortoise. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
The Socceroos football fairy tale at the World Cup in Qatar has come to an end after the boys in green and gold put in a valiant effort against world number 3 Argentina yesterday morning, but ultimately lost 2-1. Thousands of Aussies set their alarm clocks early and either turned on the telly or made their way to a live site in their capital city to see if Australia might defy the odds and kick their way into the World Cup quarter-finals. But, finally, the fancy footwork of one of the world's best players, Argentina's Lionel Messi, plus a goal by forward Julian Alvarez, following a bit of a fumble by our goalie Matt Ryan, meant the lads in blue and white took the win. Who'd be a goalie? Seriously. Squiz Kids' favourite Socceroo, 18-year-old Garang Krol, the kid who came from a refugee camp in Egypt, settled in Shepparton and became the youngest player to play in the World Cup knockouts since the great Brazilian player Pelé in 1958, came so close to evening up the score in the dying minutes of the game as most of the nation hung on the edge of their seats. And while we didn't come away with a win, there was still plenty to celebrate, including that we made it to the top 16 in the first place, especially given we are ranked 38th in the world, and countries like Belgium, Denmark and Germany, ranked 2nd, 10th and 11th in the world respectively, did not make it this far. All of which helped to put into perspective the comments from Socceroo midfielder Jackson Irvine, who was clearly upset after the loss and said through tears that he hoped that they had made Australia proud of them. You most certainly did, mate. You most certainly did.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Qatar. Again, where a camel beauty pageant has just been held to find the prettiest camel in the Arabian desert. Calling itself the World Cup of Camels, the event attracted camels from all over the region. And the winner was Nazar, a light-haired beauty with long eyelashes and a pout to die for. Nazar's owners won $80,000 for having the prettiest camel in the parade, helped by the jewel-encrusted necklace she wore for the big event. Camels are an important part of life in many Arab countries, and owners of show breeds regularly enter them in beauty pageants, just like dog breeders in the West do with dog shows that we've covered in the podcast. There are even vets on hand at these camel pageants to make sure the entrants haven't been enhanced by Botox or fillers, which are cosmetic procedures that some humans undertake to try to look younger or more beautiful. Last year, dozens of camels at a pageant in Saudi Arabia were disqualified for having undergone cosmetic procedures. You honestly can't make this stuff up.
Animal Kingdom.
It's the end of the term, so we're hitting you today with a double dose of Animal Kingdom. Starting with a crocodile caravan in India, where wildlife rangers are trying to relocate up to 1,000 crocs from an overcrowded zoo into a wildlife sanctuary 2,000 kilometres away. Now, moving one croc even a metre would be a challenge. Imagine moving 1,000 crocodiles 2,000 kilometres. It boggles the mind. The move is necessary because overcrowding in their current home has led to some nasty fights. It's kind of like you and your siblings when you're in close contact with one another for an extended period of time, you start squabbling. Except in this case, the protagonists have razor-sharp teeth. Yikes. Meanwhile, on the tiny island of St. Helena, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, Johnathan, the world's oldest tortoise, has just celebrated his 190th birthday. In St. Helena, Johnathan is something of a celebrity. He lives at the governor's house alongside 3 other giant tortoises, David, Emma, and Fred. Johnathan is blind, has no sense of smell, but vets on the island reckon he can still hear well and still has his appetite, even if he spends most days sleeping. Sounds idyllic to me. Ah, yes. Not long until the summer holidays kick in, my friends. And as a special Christmas gift to you, you'll be excited to know that we've come up with a bunch of cool summer content for you to gorge on during the holidays. From December 10, there'll be a Squiz Kids shortcut on Mondays, a deep dive into a big topic. And then every Wednesday morning, the Squiz Kids superfast supersonic jetliner will depart to a different country in an episode of Squiz the World. And then each Saturday, we'll have a kids versus adults bumper quiz. Your chance to challenge the adults in your life and prove once and for all that kids really are smarter than grown-ups. Make sure you've subscribed to Squiz Kids in your favourite podcasting app, and the apps will pop up in your feed as they drop. Or look out for them on the Squiz Kids website. You're welcome.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What was the score in the Socceroos versus Argentina match yesterday? Yeah, that's right, it was 2-1. Question number 2. What sort of animal is Johnathan, who celebrated his 190th birthday? Yeah, that's right, he's a giant tortoise. Question number 3, bit of a trick one. In which country were camels recently disqualified from a beauty pageant after it was revealed that they'd had Botox? Yeah, that's right, it was Saudi Arabia. Well done if you got that one.
Shout-outs.
It's December 5. Today is International Ninja Day. How cool is that? Plus, it's the birthday of one of the Squiz Kids OGs, my super excellent daughter Rosie. Happy birthday, sweetheart. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Logan from Vermont South, Mia from Woongarra, Ebony from Waniasa, Julian from Bronte, Kenzie from Junie, Henry O from Dixon, Emily from Brisbane, and Angela, who's listening all the way over there in China. And belated birthday shout-outs go to Sebastian from West Hobart, Taylor from Ellamore Vale, Eva from Wheelers Hill, and Dom from Tumut. And classroom shout-outs today go to Class 6G and Miss Gorsey at Claremont Meadows Public School, Years 4 and 5 and Mr White at St Mary MacKillop School in Wallaroo, Room 10 and Aurelia Primary School in Kwinana, Class LA21 and Miss Perry at Atwell Primary School, Class 3 Green and Mrs Searle at All Saints Primary School in Albany Creek, Class 5 Starfish and Miss Molly at Our Lady Star of the Sea Primary School in Terrigal. Class 4W and Miss Murdoch at St John the Baptist Primary School in Maitland. And finally, Class 5A and Miss Archer at Edgeworth Heights Public School. And a quick note, if I can, on classroom shoutouts. We've only got 9 podcasts left in the year, and over 120 classroom shoutouts and counting in the Squiz Kids mailbox queue. We'll do our very best to get through as many as possible before the podcast wraps on December 16, but if we don't, please accept our apologies, and please get back in touch with us when the school term resumes next year. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.